Bore da, Brhawn da, noswaith da, croeso I Dark Vale Brewer. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening and welcome back to the Dark Vale Brewing channel. My name is Tim and I've got a cracking beer for you today, so stick around. But first... Yes, it's the Six Nations Rugby. It's kicking off again in February or next month. I love the Six Nations. I absolutely love it. Those of you not sure what the Six Nations is, some of the international viewers, basically it's a rugby tournament, put my teeth back in, a rugby tournament between 6 teams. So Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, France and Italy all come together and they go ham at each other, going for that Grand Slam or that championship win. I'm sure there's different variants of the Six Nations all around the world, but this is the one that we have here. Absolutely love it, really do. I've been to the Principality Stadium in Cardiff a few times to watch Wales play, and I can tell you now, when you're in that stadium and the Welsh national anthem comes on, that stadium is full of thousands of fire-breathing Welsh dragons that have just been awoken. Because we may not do too well with the Six Nations, but you know, we're a proud and mighty bunch, that's for sure. We've definitely got pride and pride with our team. So yeah, so that's it. So I thought I'd brew a beer for the Six Nations Championship. So what we have here is yes, it's a Muntons kit. Really enjoying Muntons kits at the moment, but this is from their handcrafted range. It's a 36-pint craft brewing kit, Belgian style ale. It's a strong, vibrant ale, double fermented using true Belgian saison yeast to really develop the intense notes, and should come out at approximately 7.5 ABV. My God, that'll wake any dragon. Oh, put it to sleep. Okay, so what do you get in the kit? I broke the handle. Yes, I did that. I broke the handle. Whoa, okay. So it comes with brown sugar. Yay! It comes with saison yeast. Yay! And it comes with destructions and 2 cans of malt extract. That's it. That's all you get in the box. So 2 cans of malt extract. Oh Christ, that's heavy. 2 cans of malt extract, brewing sugar. So this is a more premium kit, okay? So more premium kits, you do tend to get the brewing sugar provided, okay? So my boldness. So we've got light spray malt here and our yeast packet here. Okay, so that is what is included in our kit. Winter warmer. That's the one. I've done that one before. That's in around somewhere. But I have done the winter warmer handcrafted kit before, so if you want to check that out, just have a look at the channel. And please drop any comments you may have, any things I'm doing wrong. Please drop your comments in the comments box and give me a big fat thumbs up. That's it. This is just the instructions, so it's just going to tell us what to do. We've seen all the instructions before. The instructions are very similar to all the other instructions in terms of, make sure everything's clean and sterilised and sanitised. Make sure the cans go into hot water so they get nice and soft. And then we will make it up to. Bear with me. It's not. I'll be back now in a minute. You just read the instructions. This one's a bit different. So. Clean and sterilise everything, blah blah blah. Add 3.5 litres of boiling water, that's normal, blah blah blah. See additional notes of Belgian style winter Belgian style beer and winter warmer. So basically, what the Belgian style says is after 5 days, when the gravity is below 1.014, siphon.
2,000 years later.
This beer kit's a little bit different to normal, because normally you put your 1 kilogram of brewing sugar in, then your malt extract, and then you top it up to your required level. You don't do it with this one. So for Belgian style, there's a note saying that see additional note for Belgian style beer, Belgian style beer. So it said for Belgian style and winter warmers, add 3.5 litres of boiling water, add 14 litres of 25 pints of cold water and bring the volume to 20 litres, 20.5 litres. Thoroughly mix to ensure all contents are fully dissolved. After 5 days, when the gravity is below blah blah blah, siphon the beer into a sterilised fermenting bin, leaving behind the yeast element. Add 500 grams of spray malt light and stir gently with a sterilised stirrer to mix the spray malt into the beer. Using a sterilised cup or beaker, scoop out half of the yeast. And pitch this into the beer and stir gently. Place on top of the fermenter, or place the top on the fermenter and keep in a warm room to keep the temperature between 20 and 24 degrees and continue fermentation until gravity remains below blah blah blah. Okay, so we've got a bit of doohickerying to do here. Well, this will be interesting. Okay, so it's a little bit different to normal. So it looks like I have to use 2 fermenters. Just so happens I do have 2 fermenters. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. What I'm not going to do, or what I am going to do, is I'm going to get on and get everything done and sorted as per usual. But rather than go through every little step with you, because I've done it many times before, I'll probably just time lapse the video. I'll probably pause it and just do a normal bit now and again. But for the emptying the cans in, I'll probably just time lapse everything. All right, so I'll get everything ready and I'll catch you guys now in a minute. In a minute. You know what I mean.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
With this brew, there's a little bit of messing around to do. So you ferment it in 1 keg. Then once the gravity is below, I think it's 1.016, you transfer it into another keg. Take some yeast cake from the original, put it into the new one, and then you carry on fermentation along with the brewing sugar, etc. There's a little twist as well, which I'll tell you about later on. However, I don't know what it's like where you are, but at the moment here, it's absolutely freezing. Okay. The bad thing about the Cooper cementer, it's got many good things. So the good thing about the Cooper cementer is it's a big fermenter, it's got a krausen collar for extra headroom, and it's got a bottom tap. The issue with it is it sits on 4 little stubby legs, and the bottom of it is rounded. Okay, so it's not flat. So when I get on the heat pad, it doesn't really have full contact, so it's quite difficult to regulate the heat with it. So I'm going back to my old fermenter, this chap here. Now, the beauty with this fermenter is, one, it's a sealed lid, and I've got a bubbler, so I'll know when fermentation is finished, and it's flat bottomed, okay? Which means 100% of that surface will have contact with the heat pad, which means I can regulate the heat properly. So with these cold conditions, I think this is the best one to go with. The only thing this keg didn't have, the only thing this fermenter didn't have was a bottom tap, because it was quite old. But luckily, in my supplies of supplies, I found an old spigot, or a new spigot that I hadn't used, it was still in the packet. So I simply just drilled a hole in the bottom of this fermenter and attached the new tap. So it's all been leak tested, so it doesn't leak, so we should be good. The other thing I found with my coopers was the seal on the tap's a bit dodgy. I'm not happy to put a brew in it without the risk of infection. So I'm going to have to order a new one of those, but in the meantime what I'll do is I'm going to use this to primary ferment. When the gravity is below where it should be, I'll transfer the water from this very quickly into a cooper's fermenter, get rid of some of the excess the yeast cake from here, and then transfer it back as quickly as I can. And then add the brewing sugar and the spray malt and the extras to this. So that's the plan anyway. So yeah, we're all ready to go. So the cans have been softening for about 15-20 minutes. This is all clean and sterilised. So yeah, I'll just time lapse the rest. Unless there's something important I need to tell you about, and in which case I'll stop the video. But otherwise it'll be a time lapse video, okay? So I'll catch up with you when we're ready, or when we're done, or when, you know what I mean. Okay, so we've added 3 litres of boiling water. We've added, more warm water as well, because I cleaned the cans of the malt extract. Doesn't look like it, but they're pretty empty. All the stuff's out of them. So I'm just giving it a good stir. I can just see the bottom of the fermenter. Just making sure all the malt extracts all dissolved, mixed in, before I top it up to 20 litres. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. I wish we had smell-o-vision, because this smells fabulous. Customised spoon again, sorted spoon. Good to see that the tap's holding up as well. I was a bit concerned when I put boiling water in it that it would start leaking, but it's holding well. There's a rubber seal on the one side and a rubber seal on the inside, so yeah, that's holding nice and tight. So the idea of this now is just to get it nice and aerated, okay? So like I said before, the more air in here, the better the yeast likes it when it goes in for a bit of a feed. No brewing sugar goes in this, okay? So I can only assume, like other brews I've done before, that all the sugary goodness that the yeast needs to start fermenting is already within the tins, and the spray malt is to boost that ABV. So I'll bring you in for a quick scan, a quick look-ski. Travel.com. See, nice and frothy. So at the moment you can see there's a nice off-white head there, a nice tanned head in there. So yeah, it's looking good. Okay, I'll get you back up to back on time lapse now while I do the rest. We're all done. We're all mixed. We're up to 20.5 litres. It's nice and warmer right here. Is anywhere. Yeah, we're done. We're up to 20.5 degrees. So, as per the packet instructions, there's no need to wait for it to go down to 24 or 20 degrees to add the yeast. It says to pitch the yeast straight away. So, yeah, that's what we'll do next. We'll get the yeast pitched. The yeast is pitched. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a lid on, fill up the bubbler, and then I'm going to transfer it into the brew room for it to start fermentation. So yeah, I'll get on with that bit and I'll get back to you when it's all done. Okay, so there we go. It's in the it's on the heat pad now, so you can see it's flat bottomed. So 100% of that bottom of the fermenter is on the heat pad should we need it. We're at 34 degrees on the fermenter at the moment, so that's as high as the temperature goes, unfortunately. But it just allows you to keep an eye on it. I can turn the heat pad on and off as I need to. The bubbler is set as well. There's water in there, sanitized water. So yeah, so we'll just wait for fermentation to start now. Hopefully very soon. And obviously I can keep an eye on the new tap as well. It looks good at the minute. Okay, so that's all done, that's the brew process done. So 2 cans of malt extract in the fermenter with nothing more than boiling water and the yeast, okay, the Saison yeast. That's now on the heat pad, covered at the top, filled up the bubbler with sanitized water. We've just got to wait for fermentation to start, and then we just check it then to see once it drops below the 1.014. And once it's done that, we can then transfer it into the keg, the secondary fermenter, keeping a reserve bit of yeast cake, and transferring it back in, and then add in the spray malt. When I add the spray malt, I'm going to be adding something else. I've decided with this kit I want to do a little bit of experimentation. It's not to say it's a bad kit at all, it's just me being curious and wanting to experiment with flavours really. So when I transfer it back into the fermenter and add the spray malt, I'm also going to add 100 grams of Fuggles hops. So Fuggles and East Kent Goldings, they are a good hop addition for a Belgian beer. So they should marry up quite nicely. But also, I'm going to add 100 grams of toasted wood oats. Oak chips. Oak chips. So I'm going to add some hops and some oak chips. Idea is just to play with the flavours, get it a little bit smoky, you know. I don't know. Let me know in the comments box what you think. Although by the time you watch this video, it'll probably be too late because I would have done it already. But the flavour profiles of this is smoke, caramel, coffee and licorice. That sounds amazing. But also what I might do with these is once I've siphoned the beer out into the kegs, I might try and keep these and use them again. The Fuggles hops, yeah, it's earthy, grassy and minty. I don't know. We'll see what goes on. If it doesn't work out, then I know not to do it again. If it does work out, I may do it again. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. Should we play with beers or should we not play with beers? We'll see what happens. Anyway, I will catch you in a couple of days when the gravity is below 1.014 and we'll go from there. Catch you in a few days.
A few moments later.
We are back and it's been a hot minute since we put this brew together. It said in the instructions that it should ferment down to 10-14 in 4 days. It's taken 10. It's been 10 long days. It's purely down to the cold. It's been so cold. So literally every day I've been nurturing the beer just to make sure that fermentation doesn't stop, it keeps going. And I'll be honest, a couple of days I've checked because I've re-stirred it just to make sure with a clean sanitized spoon, of course. And every time I've just peeked under the lid there's been a constant foamy head bubbling away. So it has been fermenting quite well. But we're finally there. We're just above 10-14. That'll do for me. So now we're going to go to the next stage of this process. The next stage of this process, I will wash my hands, don't worry. Next stage of the process this is where the doohickey business comes in. It's where a bit of witchcraft and wizardry comes in, where you take the wort from the one fermenter, transfer it into another, take out some of the yeast on the sediment floor, and then leave some in, and then transfer it back. Okay, so we've got to transfer it once, transfer it again. That's just me being picky because I don't want to leave it in the Cooper cementer for the reasons I've already explained in regards to the sealness not being quite perfect. So it's going to be transferred back over. It's not going to be a problem. The beer's already been in there, so I'm not going to bother cleaning it again because it's been there. It's already clean. It's just a case of it's just coming out for a bit and going back in. And then we'll do our extras. Okay, so we'll add our hops and we'll add our oak chips. I'm going to do about 50% of the oak chips. I'm not going to put all of them in because I don't want to overpower the smoke. I have used oak chips in the past for another beer I did, and I think that was around about 50 or 60 grams. So I'm going to roughly do the same. I'm going to do about 50 to 60 grams, but all the hops are going to go in solid. See what happens. So yeah, so the secondary fermenters upstairs now, just cleaning, just finishing sanitizing. So once that's ready, we'll get everything set up and then we'll do the transfer. It's literally going to be in, so it's going to be transfer out of the one straight into the other, lid on, and everything is literally going to roll reverse. So I pick it back up, put the old fermenter back down, transfer it back through again, also taking some yeast out, and then we'll do a hops additions and all that. Okay, so yeah, let's get on with that. Set up, ready to go. There's our wort. Here's our secondary fermenter. We've got the siphon in ready to go. So we're now going to start the process of transferring it from here into here and then back again. Okay, so the transfer started. It's transferring into there. It's a bit cloudy because obviously I've moved everything around. But the bloody clip that holds that on the side of there did exactly what I didn't want it to do. Dropped off into the bloody mix. Bloody thing. Right, that's it. Okay, that's transfer one done, and that is pretty much taken. I'm just going to scoop a little bit out of there and leave most of it in there. Just going to quickly clean a few more things, and then we'll swap around and we'll transfer it the other way, and then we'll add the spray malt and the hops. Okay, we're getting ready for transfer 2, and I'm going to add the spray malt at the same time. Go. Right, give it a stir. angle. It's all transferred in now. Very minimal any wastage, in fact none. I'm just going to give this a really good stir now, just to make sure the spray malt is all broken up. And then we're going to add the hops. So we've got, breaking everything. So we've got 100 grams of fuggle pellets. So this gives characteristics of earth and grass and mint. So it could be interesting. I'm going to chuck all these in, and then we'll go on to the wood chips then as well. So I have to say, mind, that smells absolutely bloody gorgeous. It really does. It smells absolutely fantastic. We have the Fuggles hops there, look, and they smell absolutely divine. So all we're going to do is drop them in. Okay. Oh my god. I'm just going to keep this packet now and keep smelling it. Oh, they smell gorgeous. And we're not going to mix those hops in. We're just going to let them integrate into the beer themselves. Just do it naturally. And then here we have our Iberian double toasted oat chips. Anyway, that's what they look like in the packet. Okay, so I'm going to put about half of these in. It's resealable as well, so you can use them again. That'll do. About right. So there we go. So yeah, so we've got our hops added and we've got our oat chips added. I might just break those up a little bit just so they do touch all the water just to get in there. But yeah, there we go. Fully incorporated. I'm just going to give the lid of the fermenter a clean, and then we're going to get that back on the heat pad. So it's back in its home now. Cleaned the lid, topped up the bubbler. Yeah, so we just got to keep an eye on this now. So we now have to keep this at 20 to 21 degrees for everything else to work. All right, that's the transfer done. Quite simple, really. Bit of a faff. Wonderfully for me, I didn't make any mess. Literally minimal mess, so I am quite chuffed with that. I don't know how I managed it. I must be overtaken by somebody else. But no, that was a good transfer. The hops just smell beautiful. Yeah, really do. Interesting to see what the flavour comes out like, you know, with the hops and the wood. So anyway, we're done. So what is the next stage? So it's fermented down to just above 1014, which is done. We've transferred the water over to 1. We've got rid of some of the excess yeast. I'll be honest, I probably left more than half in there, just because it would be more of a struggle to try and get loads out. We then transferred it back over. We've added 100 grams of Fuggle hops, and we've added about 50 grams-ish of wood chips. So now, what do we do? Let's have a look. So, we've added the spray malt. Did I say that? I can't remember. We've added the spray malt anyway. So after 5 days, when the gravity is below blah blah blah, we've done that. Siphon the beer into a sterilised fermenter bin, leaving behind the yeast sediment. Add 500 grams of spray malt, light and stir gently with the sterilised stirrer to mix the spray malt into the beer. Using a sterilised cup or beaker, scoop about half the cupful of the yeast and pinch this into the beer and stir gently. We've left it in there, we've stirred it, it matters not, it's in there. Place the top on the fermenter and place in a warm room and keep at the temperature between 20 and 24. And continue fermentation until the gravity remains a constant below 1006. So that's 1.006. And then we can get on to bottling and kegging. So that's it. It was at, I'd say it was probably about 10:16, 10:15, something like that. It wasn't far off. But today's the best day for me to do it. I've lost too much on over the next few days to wait for the drop to 10:14. So that's close enough for me. This is the best day for me to do what I need to do with it. So yeah, I dare say it's going to be another 10 days. So what day are we today? So today is a Thursday. I will give it I'll give it 5 days, and then I'll check the gravity on it, and then we'll go from there. So I'll check back in with you in 5 days. But other than that, so far so good. The beer, the wort, smells absolutely stunning. It does smell really, really nice. I could quite easily put my head in the bucket and just swim in that. It smells lovely. Let's just hope my little gamble or my little experiment pays off, because I'm sure you'll tell me anyway. So yeah, anyway, I'll catch back with you. I'll get back to you in 5 days' time. Hello, welcome back. Well, you haven't gone anywhere. It's been mere seconds for you and many, many days for me. 7 to be exact. But here we are. Fermentation is done. It's finished. I checked the gravity this morning, and it's stuck at 1008. Okay. I checked it yesterday. That was 1008, and the day before was 1008 as well. So the final ABV, which will be on the screen in a minute, is about 7%. That is more than enough for any person. Yeah, so it's all done, it's all finished. I have had a sneaky sip, as you know I like to do, from the trial jar. The little doohickey here. I've had a sip of the beer because I like to, and I must say at this stage now, that does not taste like a 7% beer. That tastes absolutely lovely. Lovely. It's not harsh. Because as you know, I added wood chips to this, so there was a risk of over smoking it. I've added wood chips and Fuggle hot pellets to it. It's really nice. You do get a nice, warming, smoky, peaty, if you like, taste to it. It's just really nice, and you get a little bit of bitter after taste of the hops as well, and then you can taste the beer as well, the original beer. So I think I've done a stroke of genius here. Let's hope. It hasn't secondary fermented yet. It hasn't conditioned yet, so it could get even better. Well, it can't get any worse, can it? It smells divine. It tastes beautiful. So let's hope when it goes into the kegs and it's had time to condition, it's just as good. Which brings us on to the next point. What we're doing next is we're going to put it into mini kegs. Those of you who are new to the channel or new to brewing, I like to use mini kegs as opposed to a pressure barrel or bottles. Bottles are a faff. Pressure barrels, people have moved away from them now, although it does work for some, and I probably would use one again if I needed to. I do still have one. And the more advanced brewers, I'm not an advanced brewer, okay, I don't brew all the time. If I brewed all the time, I would have kit and stuff everywhere. I'd have more advanced brewing kit, but because I only brew maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 push kits a year, and that's my own personal choice. I don't want to do loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. I want to stick to at least 3, maybe 4 a year, if that. So I'm happy with the basic equipment that I've got. I don't need to invest in swanky equipment. If I was brewing all the time and it was a major hobby, then I would invest in stainless steel stuff and pressurized vessels and all that, but I don't need to. So basic stuff, and then mini kegs for afterwards. I use mini kegs because I have a 5-litre keg machine, so I can put my own homebrewed beer in a 5-litre keg, which you can obviously recycle and reuse. Good for the environment, by the way. See, doing my bit, we're all doing our bit. And that fits inside a nice beer machine, and you can enjoy your homebrewed beer cold, and you can enjoy your own beer, homebrewed beer, draft style, from your own mini kegs in your own keg machine. It's perfect. And do you know what? That keg machine I got, which I bought the beers from, it never fails to put a smile on my face. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, that's where we are now. So upstairs I've got 4 mini kegs sterilising, okay? I've got all the siphon stuff for sterilising as well. And I've got a hop stock as well. I'm sterilising a hop stock because I'm going to put the hop stop on the end of the auto siphon, just to filter out thick bits of hops, because I put hops in there and wood chips. I want to siphon out any crap that's going to go in there. Although I don't mind having hops in beer, I've had it before, there's nothing wrong with that, it's perfect. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I won't go through that whole process with you because you've seen it all before. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to prime all 4 mini kegs with priming sugar. I told the massive lie. I think I've got some extra because I think I put extra in there. So I am going to use some bottles. If there's any left, I will bottle some. Okay, so but primarily kegs. But yeah, you've seen that process before. I won't bother going through it with you. I will just time lapse it so you can just see them getting filled. So when they're getting filled, they're already primed, and then we'll come back at the end. What was I going to say then? So in terms of the instructions and the actual making of the beer itself, it's very simple. It was a bit of a faff transferring it from one vessel to another, but not really. It's just a bit of extra cleaning, a bit of extra mess. Although I didn't make any, so that's a win-win. It's a very simple process to do. It's a bit fiddly. It's just the time. I think the instructions that they give is based on perfect brewing conditions, so perfect temperatures. You know, not hot, not too cold, just good, perfect temperatures. We didn't have that, or I didn't have that. I brewed this when we were having -3, -4, -5 nights, -5 temperatures during the night. I can't speak again today, but forgive me, I've got up for night shift, okay, so just give me a little bit of understanding. -4, -5 temperatures in the night, so it's been very, very cold, and I managed to regulate the temperature enough, but the main fermentation took, to get to 1016 I think it was, that took 10 days. Okay, it's taken another 7 days for it to get to where it is now. So once I added the hops, the wood, and the spray malt, the temperatures did start to warm up. So I think fermentation really kicked in, and it was bubbling away nicely. It was a regular temperature of 23 degrees, which was spot on, I think, and it got us to where we are today. So yeah, so that's it. So without further ado, and without any more waffle, I'm going to box on, get this all done, and yeah, I'll see you now in a minute. By now you should know what that means. Okay, there's our lovely wort, there's our auto siphon with a hop sock on the end of it as a filter, and that bit didn't fall in this time, and it's fallen into there lovely. Okay, so it's doing really well. Let me just adjust things a minute. All done, all transferred. I have to say, as he notices me here, I have to say that was the cleanest transfer I've ever done. Literally no wastage at all. Every drop, and I'll show you in a minute, went into these kegs. So, oh, there we are. So that one's full, that one's full, that one's full, that one's literally, I about 2 inches from the top, so we've got pretty much 4 full kegs, and that's what we've got left. And so very, very little wastage at all. I'm going to try and save those wood chips. I'm going to try and save those and dry them out and see if I can reuse them. I don't see any reason why I can't. But God, it looks like someone's dropped a badger in there and blown it up, didn't it? It's a hell of a mess. I didn't have any enough beer left for the bottles, but that's fine. It was only just in case anyway. But yeah, that's it. All transferred, all done. They're all primed, so I'll leave them in here now just to keep warm, and before I move into the garage. Okay, that's it. That's the brewing process done. All finished. 4 full kegs of gorgeous beer. And I think it's going to be an absolute knockout. I've got to be honest, I think it's a perfect beer to have with the Six Nations Championship tournament, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, what I'm going to do now, I'll move those up to a warm room for about 5 days, and then I'll take them down to the garage and cool them out. And then we should be ready for part 2 of this video, which will be the tasting and a review of it. When I say a review, I mean my kind of review, which could be anything. But this beer has been a joy to make. It's been minimal mess, okay? No sticky floors, no beer volcanoes, no brewsasters, happy wife, non-sticky floor. We're all good. Just got to clean my equipment, that is it. So yeah, that's it. So my name's Tim. This is the Darkville Brewing Channel. That was Muntons handcrafted Belgian Strong Ale. If you like the video, like I said, just give a nice big thumbs up. Leave any comments you have at all in the comments box, okay? I don't know who watches these videos. I know I've got a few regular followers that do comment and drop a nice message. But just, if you're new, just drop a message, let me know what you think. Do you like the videos? Do you not like the videos? Did I do something different? Did I do something wrong? If I did something wrong, don't bother telling me, because I'm not interested. I'm joking. But no, I am generally interested. So like I said, so my name is Tim. This is Darkville Brewing. If you didn't like this video, my name is Jim. This is Brewing in the Veil of Darkness. Yeah, and don't tell your friends. Don't tell any of your friends. Yeah. So. Anyway, I'll catch you in part 2. Go Wales! Woohoo! Yeah. So let's get on with that. What do you think? You're presenting the bloody weather or something? It's like I'm presenting the weather.
Over here it's going to be mostly sunny. Down there it's going to be mostly wet and windy. Up there, well, get your shorts on, sunshine, because it's going to be sunbathing time for you.